Hello everyone, welcome to Xinhua Live. I'm Pan Qiang with the Xinhua News Agency. Now we're broadcasting from South China's Yangshuo County. Yangshuo is famous for its beautiful national scenery, and behind me we could see it is a small hostel. But you can imagine that several years ago, the hostel is quite old and almost a waste. But right now, it's quite unique and characterized with the multi-structure. And why? And today, it's our honor to invite the developer or the modifier of this house. He is a Dutchman, and he came here to Yangshuo several years ago. In the past 10 years, what he has done to modify this old house, and how the Chinese vintage tourism has made this old house alive. So today we will take you to explore, and let's follow with Mr. Leonardo. Hi, Leonardo.
Ronaldo.
Oh, not Ronaldo.
Ronaldo.
Okay.
Ronaldo.
How are you?
I'm good.
Okay. And welcome to Xinhua Live.
Thank you.
And could you say hello to our audience?
Of course. Hello, everybody around China.
And when did you come here?
I first came here in 2001 as a traveler.
Yeah.
Then I came here in 2002 as a tour guide for many years. And in 2008 I started to live in Yangshuo.
So you came here over almost 10 years.
I live here almost 10 years, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And why did you come to Yangshuo to stay in China?
Well, it's a matter of coincidences. When you are a tour leader and you're traveling a lot with people, you come to the same places all the time. You get friends, you make acquaintances, you get to know people, you get to know the area. And Yangshuo at that time was really one of the very easy, relaxed places to hang around. It was beautiful, it was nice temperature, it was nice atmosphere, and it was just a very nice community to spend your holidays during your work. So slowly, I stayed here more and more. And then in 2008, I got an offer to work in a hotel here. I thought, yeah, this is a place I'd like to spend a bit longer. And once you do that, you never leave.
Yeah. And how is your life right now?
It's good. It's the good thing about being in Yangshuo is the diversity of people you see around.
Yeah.
You so many different experiences, different people. The nature is beautiful. It's still a place with 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Although to me the summer is quite hot, but we're almost in autumn now.
Yeah.
And autumn cools down, and in the hot summer we can swim in the river.
Yeah.
And in the autumn it's also less busy, so you have time to meet friends, to go out hiking, to go out biking, and to enjoy the life. And that's the good thing about Yangshuo, is of course I work here, I run a business, but there's so much quality of life around, and that's what really attracts me.
And could you get used to the food and local food and the weather and?
Yes, I get adopted to that. The food, for sure. I always say one of the highlights in China is the food. And the good thing about China developing and Yangshuo developing is there's always good and bad sides. But the good side is of Yangshuo getting more popular, there's more choice of food.
Yeah.
So apart from the Yangshuo local food, there's now Sichuan food.
Yeah.
Very good Sichuan food. There is the northern food. There is good. There's even hot pot now in Yangshuo. But there's also good Western food. There's a very good steak you can eat. There's Indian food. There's Thai food. We get a lot more choice.
Yeah, a lot more choice, and
which I like.
It is very international country.
Yes.
Tourist site
Yes.
in China.
Yeah.
And so we have seen that the house is quite unique,
Mm-hmm.
special, and the facilities are really good. So when did you rent the house to make it alive?
Well, first of all, the start of the project was done by my friend in 2003 already. At that time, I was still tour leading.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine, another tour leader, started building up the guest house.
Yeah.
And I took over in 2011 from him.
Yeah.
So this was started in 2003
Yeah.
as the first guest house in traditional houses in Yangshuo area.
Yeah.
So it was very new, and nobody else did this old buildings turning into hotel.
Yeah.
So it was, it was a very, very special new thing.
Yeah.
During the years, when I started to take over, we renovated more and more, and we developed it more and made it more luxurious, more comfortable.
Yeah.
And it has changed a lot from 2003 to where we are now, 2017. It's a big change every year.
What's the changes?
Well, the changes are there's more comfort, there's more decoration, it's more beautiful, it's more space.
What decorations have you done in the past years?
We did.
What was the condition before?
Okay, we renovated the whole bathrooms because the bathrooms were getting very old. They were very simple when I stepped in, so all the bathrooms have been redone. We use beautiful handmade stone sinks from Baisha town, which is just 10 kilometers away from here.
Natural rock.
Natural rock, to give it also a special touch.
Okay.
We changed the roofs and the ceilings. Before it was a lot of the roof tiles on the inside.
Oh yeah.
Here,
This is also the new decoration.
This is newly built.
Oh, newly built.
About 8 years ago. This was newly built just this year.
Oh, this way?
So it's almost finished. Mind I'm still working on it.
Yeah, it's okay.
But this is all very new.
Oh.
And this is just the restaurant reception part.
Yeah.
All the rooms are all traditional houses.
Oh, this is also the rooms of the hostel.
Yeah, the rooms are all in the buildings here.
How many rooms in total here?
We've got in the old houses 17 rooms and 3 family houses, as we call it.
17 rooms and 3 family houses.
Yes.
So
Yes.
20 or so.
Well, you can say 20 units.
20
20 to 23 rooms, yes.
So that you can say that is quite special.
Yes.
And the decoration has mixed with the style of the traditional buildings of China.
Yes, well, what I try to do is to keep the original
Yeah.
culture and traditional buildings of China. Because
But also mixed with the Western concept.
with comfort especially.
Yeah.
And of course there will be some Western concept because I'm a Western person.
Yeah.
But it is a mix of keeping the traditions in the local place where you are, in the Karst Mountains, and preserve it, because a lot of these old buildings have disappeared. And of course you can build a new building, but every new building feels and looks the same.
Yeah.
These old buildings have kind of a soul.
Yeah.
There's history, there is, you know, the way they thought about building things in the past is very different from the way we build now.
When you look the model, you will think about some stories.
Yes.
There must be some stories back.
Exactly.
behind the house.
Yes.
Because it's quite old and it has a long history. How long will the house could exist?
Well, this can exist a long time. These houses, as I've been told by the people in the village, are not very old, about 70 years.
Yeah.
But if you keep them in good condition, if you make sure the roof is good, it can last 100, 200, 300 years, no problem.
Wow.
Because they're very solid.
Yeah.
And the rain in Yangshuo falls from north to south, from up to down.
Yeah.
And there's not much wind here.
Yeah.
So the rain never splashes to the side. So if the roof is good and the rain falls from...
What's the most important work is to protect the roof of the house.
The roof is very, very important.
Very, very important.
If the roof leaks, because it's all mud brick, it will wash away very easily. And I can show you that.
Okay. This way, right?
Yeah.
Well, that is really amazing. It looks like fragile. Looks like, but it's quite solid actually.
Yeah, but this is what happens if the roof is not good. You see, it just all washes away.
Yeah, because the roof is not so good.
Right. There was a hole
So
there.
the rain
washes everything away.
Slashes away.
Now the roof is fixed. It will not happen anymore.
Okay.
This part is good. If the roof is good.
So will you do some modification to modify that?
We're gonna fix this. This building I also rent, so we're gonna make this into the next project.
Oh, next project.
Yes.
So you will also to make it alive.
Yes.
So
that's the plan.
As for the new rental here,
Yeah.
it is a new one,
Yeah.
but it needs the tourist
Yes.
and need to attract some much more customers. So, how is your business in the past several years?
Well, business has always been good until
Yeah.
recently. Business is still all right,
Yeah.
but it's getting harder and harder
Getting harder and harder.
because there's so much new hotels.
Okay, it's challenging.
And there's a lot less travelers at the moment.
Yeah.
So the balance between travelers coming and hotels opening is a bit out of context, to say.
Okay.
But the good thing is, because we are unique,
Yeah.
or I wouldn't say there's more old places, but there's not many hotels like this so quietly, so naturally in old style buildings.
Yeah.
So we become more special again. Like I said, there's so many new hotels,
Okay.
which are like competition.
Okay.
But in the end, there's not much special traditional places like
Yeah.
it. So this becomes more and more popular,
Okay.
also by the Chinese customers.
Yeah. So uniqueness makes your hostel much more competitive.
Yes.
Yes.
And for example, we have more and more Chinese travelers, like I said, who,
Yeah.
like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, if Chinese travelers came here, they were maybe a little bit surprised
Yeah.
to see an old house, and they wondered why would they want to stay
Yeah.
in an old building and not
Yeah.
in a modern hotel.
Of course.
But now we get a lot of Chinese people
What
who
is the
say
reason,
like,
do you think?
the reason is a lot of Chinese people also start to get more interested in their own culture
Yeah.
and in quietness and
Yeah.
in nature, especially the people living in the big cities,
Yeah.
because in the big cities they're fascinating. I love Chinese cities, but it's busy, it's crowded,
quite
it's
big,
often
quite crowded.
polluted, and here you come to see the freshness of the air, and
Yeah.
they see a bit of old China,
Yeah.
because in the cities everything is new,
Yeah.
comfortable and new.
But sometimes they are the same.
Yes.
The hotel, sometimes in China, they're the same in the model. And
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's not so unique and
Yes.
special to experience. So with the booming of the Chinese tourism, especially the village tourism,
Yeah.
so I think in the past 5 years, much more and more tourists they're coming from the giant cities.
Yes.
So they come here to experience the quietness
Yes.
and to experience the beautiful scenery,
Yes.
the beautiful environment.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do you think of the village tourism development in the past several years?
The village
Village tourism
or
environmental tourism?
well, also this is a thing that is getting more popular.
Yeah.
Like when I was here 10, 15 years ago,
Yeah.
environmental tourism, ecotourism, it didn't all exist.
Yeah.
But also this is a changing thing. People
Yeah.
start to get aware
Yeah.
of the importance of
Yeah.
culture, the importance of nature, the importance of the environment.
Yeah.
Also because it is much more a subject.
Yeah.
You can, with the internet, you can see every day what is the pollution in your
Yeah.
city
Yeah.
and what's the pollution in your village.
Yeah.
And people are aware of it, and
Yeah.
the government is aware of it.
Yeah.
So people feel it's more and more important, especially when they're young people and they grow up children.
Yeah.
I had one Chinese lady here, maybe last year.
Yeah.
She came with her little daughter. Daughter was like 5, 6 years old.
Okay.
And the lady came here and said like, yeah, for me, I grew up in a place like this,
Yeah.
but I made a good career in the city.
Yeah.
And I'm used to the city and
Yeah.
to the comfort.
Yeah.
And I will not easily choose to stay in a hotel on the countryside anymore. But then I thought about my daughter,
Yeah.
who grew up in the city,
Yeah.
who doesn't know the farmland, he doesn't know the
memory
countryside.
about
Right.
The countryside.
And she said, for my daughter, I'm coming back to the countryside and I want to stay in a place like this.
Yeah.
And I can tell her, this is how I used to live in these
Yeah.
buildings. And you see the chickens running around,
Yeah.
and you can see the cows on the field.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah, this is the nice part of the.
You
This
still
is
have the.
here are all the rooms. So this is my little street. On both sides, I have the guest rooms.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah. And this is my cozy alley, as I call it. Especially in the evening with the lights on. It's just very romantic,
Yeah.
traditional Chinese feel.
Yeah, it's good.
I love
and,
that.
To enlarge the business in the future,
Yeah.
so what's your expectation?
Well, my expectation is, first of all, how to. My expectation is that things will always improve and get
Yeah.
better. And the way to attract that is I learned a lot from the Chinese people here too.
Yeah.
Because I have a mindset which is still very Western. And I know what a lot of Western customers like.
Yeah.
But Chinese customers might have different ideas about what they feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I try to find the right balance between keeping the old buildings
Yeah.
and the traditional feel,
Yeah.
but making it comfortable,
Yeah.
neat and clean
Yeah.
for people who are used to living in a modern building.
Yeah.
And also with that, I want to put some art touches.
Some arts.
If you look at
Yeah. This is the wall art.
the wall art here,
And
this was
There's also snooker table.
yes. So this whole wall was made by a young girl from Beijing
Okay.
who came. She studied art,
Yeah.
and I one day she came here to paint my walls just for
Oh,
the
They also painted.
no just for painting it
Okay,
one color,
okay.
you know, just
Fine.
to
It's
decorate.
the rough. It's the
Rough, yeah.
paint.
And then I said, hey, you can do much more than just painting one color.
Yeah.
I give you this wall.
And
Can you
then
please
they
make
Will, they will create freely.
yeah, create what your
Ideas.
and she created this, and I think it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
You know, it matches
Yeah, it matches
the
the
table,
color of this.
it matches the green around,
Yeah.
and it is some art
Yeah.
feeling.
That is amazing.
So
How many staff here?
at the moment 14.
14.
14.
14 staff members here.
Yes,
In
yes.
total.
Yes,
So and
including
They-
me.
including
I call
you.
myself a staff
Okay. Okay.
because I
So-
work a lot.
Okay. So and this year, how many tourists have you attracted in total?
Wow.
Is there a
That is
general
hard.
number?
That is hard to say.
Is it rising?
Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands.
Thousands.
I
Is it rising?
from last year, it's rising again
It's rising again.
because the last 3 years were hard.
Up and down.
But this year, the tourism is
Okay.
getting
How about
for
the-
me is getting
How
better
about the
again.
percentage of the Westerners and the Chinese?
Okay, 5 years ago, 98% of my guests were foreigners.
98%.
Yeah.
And
N-
right
Today, maybe 80,
now, 80.
and 20% are Chinese. So
Okay,
it's
so
it's
Chinese
getting more.
more and more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's one of the reflection of the concept change
Yes.
in the past years
Yes.
of the
But,
Chinese.
but also because a lot more Chinese are starting to travel.
yeah.
Like it started like 6, 7, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
But first with 2 groups.
Okay.
But now a lot of people,
Yeah.
and the highway is finished from Guangzhou and Shenzhen. It's very easy to drive here. The high-speed train is finished,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
people can
That
easily
is-
come for a
yeah,
weekend.
that is. They're from metropolitan city.
Yes.
And so they maybe their pressure. So if they want to release their pressure and to take the highway from
Mhm.
Hong Kong, from Shenzhen, from Guangzhou directly to Yangshuo, it only needs 2.5 hours. So high-speed railway has changed a great deal to the Chinese people, especially nearby Yangshuo, Hong Kong, Shenzhen, Guangzhou, and also some of the tourists from Beijing, Shanghai, because there are direct high-speed railway from Shanghai, Beijing to Guilin. So it is very, very convenient right now, and the transportation change has taken great convenience to the tourism in Yangshuo and Guilin, because Yangshuo is one of the most famous tourist sites to attract the tourists from China and even from all of the world. And so Guilin and Yangshuo right now it is quite international. And so I heard that you have written a song by yourself,
Yeah.
and
I'm an amateur musician. I love
Yeah.
to play music
Yeah.
all my life. And at one point, one of my local friends here
Yeah.
said, "Did you ever write your own songs?" And I said, "Yeah, sometimes I write my
That's
own
good.
songs." He said, "Did you ever write a song for Yangshuo?"
Yeah.
I said, "Not yet." And then it made me think, because I've been here so long, I should write a song about Yangshuo. So I wrote that this year in winter, about 1 year ago almost. Yeah, and that is
That's good. And later we hope we could listen to the music. By
yeah, I
yourself.
can try. Yeah.
And so okay, and today we were so nice to invite Leonardo to lead us to have a look at his hostel, and except here in Yangshuo and in Guilin, even in many places in South China, hostel is quite common right now because the village tourism of China is booming and booming. And in the future, we hope that the village tourism in China will become much more and more popular, and more people and more tourists from the big cities, they will come to the small villages to experience the good environment, to experience the good facilities, because we could see that in the hostel there are some sports facilities and some some facilities to play for the children. So it is very convenient, and we do think that in China, the tourism in the future could be much better and better, and especially with the way to transport the tourist has changed a great deal in the past 10 years. So city to the county and to the village is quite easy and quite convenient right now. So today we have take you to explore a hostel in South China's Yangshuo County, and right here we will ramp up our video by a song played by Mr. Leonardo, and he will play by himself. The song is created by Mr. Ronaldo, and if you like our video, you could share it with your family members, with your friends, and with your colleagues on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Thanks for watching, and let's enjoy the music of song for Yangshuo. Let's enjoy.
All right.
Okay.
I'll try. Hope my voice can keep up. There is something I wanna say about the magic that I feel, about the beauty that I see, that I see inside of you, that I'm feeling every day, where I really like to be. With your mountains all around, with your rivers running through, whether the sky is gray or blue. No matter if it's misty or it's clear, your charm will never fade. It will always be here. You're so gracious, you're so sweet, my lovely paradise. You inspire and you give. You give peace inside my mind. You're the treasure of my dreams. You're the place I want to live. With your mountains all around, with your rivers running through, whether the sky is gray or blue. No matter if it's misty or it's clear, Your charm will never fade. It will always be here. With your mountains all around, with your rivers running through, whether the sky is grey or blue. No matter if it's misty or it's clear, your charm will never fade. It will always be here.